Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today in the shop I have a Kawasaki Z900. We've already outfitted this bike with our TST Industries integrated taillight, our fender eliminator, front signals, Womet-Tech levers. Now we're going to protect that investment by installing some crash protection components from Womet-Tech. Now in front of me you see a bunch of components here. These are sold separately, or actually you could get them in a total protection pack, a package that we discount 10% and get you all of the protection that you need all in one package. These Evo sliders are not in the total protection pack. We're actually not going to show you how to install these in this video, but just for your information, we do have these sliders that install in 2 different locations on each side. So a lot of guys will opt for these instead of the endurance sliders. Just wanted to feature them in the video and introduce them, but we'll mainly focus on just these components. We have the endurance frame sliders, we have our fork slider, we have our bar ends, and also swing arm spools. These are really nice components. I've actually tested them in the race setting by crashing my bike. I actually crashed at 130 miles an hour in Daytona, and these really help reduce the repair bill and protected some of the components on the bike. So I really do believe in these components. I like to install them on bikes. So if you follow along, I'll show you how to install each and every one on this bike. Let's start this off with the fork slider. Let's open the box and identify the components. We have our actual Delrin slider components here. They're coupled with these spacers. There's a rod that goes inside the axle and ties the system together, and 2 screws. We also have these colored rings that stick on in these pucks here. They're just meant to make an accent. If you're cool with just black, you just mount them. If the reflective white or red match your color scheme, then you can apply those. We'll probably apply the white one. That'll match some of this accenting on this bike. Anyway, first what we'll need to do is figure out which component goes where. As you can see here, these spacers have 2 different diameters. The larger diameter goes on the right side of the bike where the axle has a hexagonal opening, and the smaller diameter one goes on the left side here into the round opening in the axle. Since these Delrin pucks are exactly the same, they can just be placed arbitrarily. You can get a bolt through, get threaded on. I like to thread on until there's about 3/8 to 1/2 inch exposed. Get that fed through the axle, go on to the other side, and get the other side threaded in. For this installation, I'll be using 6mm Allen keys. Once you get these screws bottomed out, you have to tighten them. I would say go about 1/2 turn extra. What that'll do is preload the screws, the screw threads, with the force from the compression of the Delrin, and will prevent the hardware from backing out. So now we can choose to or not put these rings in there. I do really like them. They do accent some of these silver color components, so why not? Let's throw them in. All right, now that that's done, we can move on to the next component. I think I'd like to do the bar ends next. Again, using a 6mm Allen, you can take out the screws that are holding these bar ends on. What I'm going to do is remove both sides and then install both sides. Now, as you can see, I'm removing OEM bar ends that should technically protect the end of the bars here. However, ours do offer a little bit more protection by using Delrin sliding component on the end. This will take the brunt of an impact and then wear away and become consumable. So it'll absorb a little bit of energy before it starts propagating the force up the line and possibly bending bars and other components. Our Endurance frame slider kit has all symmetric components, so that means that both left and right side of the bike receive the same exact set of components. So here you see one side, you have the Delrin puck with a spacer that goes inside with the shoulder facing out. Then we have a screw that goes through that, gets fitted through this larger spacer, and that bolts into the frame and the motor, and then receives a cap to blind out the hole and make it all cosmetic. To extract the bolt from this motor connection, we're going to use a 14mm socket. And just get this set up, get it fitted in here. And now we're going to switch to a 17mm socket. And just want to stress one thing here. I like to do one side at a time. Anytime you unbolt more than one motor to frame connection, you run the risk of the motor drooping in the frame, and then you're going to have problems with alignment. You're probably going to have to jack it up and realign it. So if you do one at a time, generally you can be successful without any fuss. I'm going to switch over to my torque wrench. I'm going to torque this to 29.5 foot-pounds of torque. That's 40 Newton meters. All right. Now I'm going to insert the cap to blind out the hole. Make this whole installation look really, really professional and nice. We do have these caps in different colors. We have black, white, and also some anodized aluminum colors. So you can see that on our website if you'd like to match some of the accents of the bike. I'm going to switch over to the other side and just repeat the procedure exactly the same as I just performed it. Now once again, we're going to use our 6mm Allen key. We're going to grab the spools, find a boss on the swing arm that's responsible for mounting them, line our threads, and thread it all in. Once we bottom this out, just tighten it down and repeat the procedure on the other side. All right, you guys, we are done. If you like what you see here, come to tstindustries.com where you'll find these parts and other parts for your bike. You can read more about them, see them mounted on a bike in different pictures, and perhaps get them purchased online. So see you at tstindustries.com.